We are Cactus Wrestling. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.
Hey, it's Cactus Wrestling. Oh man, oh man. Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan, Iowa.
Ay, ay, ay.
Man, oh man. We are all caught up. We've watched the matches. We're ready to talk about it. Um,
Wild
First of
stuff.
all, I would like to say, um, I don't care who you are, what kind of fan you are, but that 125-pound match with uh with
What, Braden Davis?
Braden Davis.
On Macron?
No, not even Macron. Vinny Kilcarry.
Oh, Kilcurry. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kilcurry. Yeah.
that's. I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. I like that was a takedown in backs all day in my book, and I'm trying to be as
Objective.
impartially
Yeah.
biased as like third. Fan affiliation aside, like, come on,
Yeah.
man. Like, what is that?
Yeah, because like I feel like they were applying two rules at once, like the neutral danger instead of saying he's got the takedown and the backs. They were like, oh, we're gonna start swiping for neutral danger and then we'll call it two takedown, but then it didn't happen.
There was plenty of time. There was like 5 seconds. It started at 6 seconds, and then he got behind him. Davis does the roll under to his back. He's on his back for a solid 2 count, and then rolls out of it. It's like, when does the neutral danger count start? Because clearly
Yeah.
these refs were like, oh yeah, let's wait for him to get off his back to start it. He's still reacting.
Yeah, I don't think the rules being applied as intended, like the way it is being applied, isn't like how it was envisioned. Which is why matches like this are occurring.
And everyone's just like freaking out about the officiating, it being terrible. I saw an interesting post somewhere about saying like the the ref who made the call shouldn't be the one on the review.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good point.
Like, he made
Yeah,
the
it should
original
have
call.
nothing
He
to do with
certainly
the
has some
review.
bias being like, yeah, I should be making the right count. I don't want to look dumb and reverse my call.
Right. No, yeah, it should. Why would the same with? Why would they? That does seem counterintuitive, especially if
Because
they have a second ref present.
yeah, and I mean, I think both of them. I think in this situation they all pretty much take a look at it, but man, something's clearly not right. There were several examples of this particular rule being implemented, and all the fans are in an uproar about it, and rightfully so, because like,
Yeah.
this is huge implications. Like, for one, this will impact Ohio State's lineup for the rest of the season. Like, Macron has been the guy. Like, obviously, like, it's interesting too because Macron also beat Dean Peterson this weekend. So it's like, but like, what happens if Kilcarry wins that match? Like, maybe he continues to. I guess he's redshirting, right? I don't know Ohio State's lineup
I'm not sure.
entirely, but like, that is a huge hit on Braden Davis's um
Well, yeah, it'd be
seeding.
his first loss of the season.
Yeah, that's a huge, like, to an unranked guy, like, that's a huge hit to his seeding for the rest of the season. But instead, he's undefeated, and like, Big Ten's come along, he'll probably be the number one seed. And it's like, well, and the fact that this all happened at Penn State makes it all that much more suspicious. It's
Yeah.
like, are you kidding me? Like,
Penn State always gets the calls. Think of Max Dean against Lou Dupre at NCAAs a couple years ago.
blasphemy, blasphemy. And like, we're trying to be as impartial as possible. Go, like, if you don't believe us, go to the YouTube link of the matches, like the match itself on YouTube. Big Ten posted it, and it's select matches, and just read the comments. And there's so many people. As a Penn State fan, I can admit that was a takedown at the end. Like, and Penn
Right.
State
Yeah.
got a call, and like, they even said that it for 141 too, which that one was a little different, I think, with Bo Bartlett and Jesse Mendez. with with kind of like the danger rule, and then they called it pretty quickly. I think I think that one wasn't as egregious. Maybe there was something to that one, but fact is, like, man, that's a rough one to start the match. Like, that's a tone setter too. Imagine
Yeah.
like Ohio State gets that call and then Buzakis wins, and then
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
two in a row.
yeah, then Mendes maybe like can pull it out against Bartlett, and then that's three in a row. Penn State. Imagine that. Like, that's
That would have been
wild.
wild, yeah. But nope, the Thunder got stolen right out the gate. So
Womp womp.
yeah, womp womp
I
womp.
liked
Well,
Kale's.
maybe they'll institute a rule change at the end of the season.
That's the problem, though. They keep changing the rules, and it's now
Well,
becoming
no, to
hard.
kind of like clarify it or make it so it's like more concrete, or because like I feel like they're applying the neutral danger rule with like the reaction time rule, which then kind of like you shouldn't be putting two rules together like that. Like,
Yeah, it shouldn't be this confusing for a fan. I mean, for former Division One wrestlers here to
yeah,
interpret what a takedown is. Imagine like you're trying to grow the sport. Someone just flips on the Big Ten Network, and then they're like,
first
"Well,
match they ever
wait."
see, and they're like, "Oh, that's not a takedown." Okay,
And then their like friend
what
is like
is?
trying to explain it. No, like no, he had control. Well, actually, yeah, I don't really know why that's not a takedown. Like what? Why would I want to watch this sport?
Yeah, it needs to be a little bit more clear cut.
Pretty crazy. Other takeaways from this duel, I would say, I mean, Carter Strachey looked human. I
Oh
think he's
yeah,
maybe.
I was shocked by the final score of only 4-2. Like I I was stunned. I mean, yeah, Rocco Welsh, he's a bad dude. Like he's solid, but like I didn't think that Carter could do what he did to Mackay and then have a 2-point match with Rocco Welsh. Like those things don't exactly add up because I don't think that Rocco Welsh is doing like a major decision to Mackay. Like I feel like Mackay probably beats Rocco Welsh. So yeah, I don't get it. I mean,
I
I heard he was getting over being sick.
Yeah,
Some
that's what I was gonna say. I think he's maybe trying to get his conditioning back a little bit because he was huffing and puffing. To give Carter credit, he was the aggressor the entire first period. Rocco was backing up. He got a stalling call against him. But then he started getting a little frustrated, wasn't being able to get in on shots. He got the quick takedown, but after that, he gassed out pretty good. And then Rocco was actually the aggressor in the third period and actually got Carter to stall. Um, so if he had a little bit more, uh,
well, it's a blemish on his 100% bonus.
uh,
No longer 100%.
I know, and people are going to the extreme of saying like this one match just ruined Carter's shot as at the Hodge. I'm like, all right, I don't know about that, but Aaron Brooks does what he does and techs his guy. He still has 100% bonus.
Yep. Text me up.
So if you're comparing apples to apples, I think you got to give the advantage to Aaron Brooks, right?
You got to. I mean, he's still at 100%.
As our, I mean, yeah, no, I don't know if there's anyone else. Maybe Trent Hidley, but one of those guys are going to go down. They both can't
Yeah,
win
yeah,
the national
exactly.
title.
Brooks or Hidlay is not going to win. Both win the national title. So,
Yeah. Um, Other matches, I mean, Greg Kirkfleet, I mean, he just tore apart Nick Feldman. I think it was just a size thing.
yeah, Feldman didn't even score a point, right? It was 12 zip.
He just like it just looked like a man playing with a boy. Like Greg's
Yeah.
just so big and powerful. Just picked him up, tossed him around. Like you shouldn't be able to do that.
Right, right.
And so maybe Feldman learns from this, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's just a size thing. I don't
I
think
mean, but I mean, Feldman has those solid upsets. He beat Davison, and then he also just beat Yaroslav.
I know,
Slavic.
but Yaroslav is a smaller heavyweight. I just don't know if he can do that with this. Like Davison is big. But
Well, Davison, I feel like is medium. Like I feel like he's not as big as like Colton Schultz or Kirkley or Wyatt.
yeah, that's true.
Like I feel like he's a little Davison's a little smaller, so that maybe was why I felt
That's
hang.
fair. That's fair. Oh, I got to give you props because you were the only one of us on the Buzakis train. So,
Buzakis. I
man, he tore apart Nagao.
I mean 13-10. I mean that 13 points on Nagao,
I
that's
don't know if it was 13-10. I saw some scores reporting 13-7. I didn't watch the full match, but he
oh
scored like 2 takedowns in the first period.
yeah. I mean, hey, Buzakis came to party and he definitely took it to Nagao and got it done. But then
Yeah, he loses to Rutgers.
loses to Dylan Chauver. I mean, Chauver's not bad, but like, come on, guy. You could have had a great weekend with 2 quality wins. Instead, you knock off Nagao and lose in overtime to Chauver. Like, damn.
And other Penn State transfer Bernie Truax gets pinned.
Oh yeah, by Ryder Rogotsky. That
That,
was
that
awesome.
dude has like 8 pins. Like
He's dangerous. Yeah,
he
he's
either
definitely,
pins or gets pinned.
yeah, exactly. He got pinned against Soldano against Rutgers. Like, you
Right.
know,
I mean,
he
Bernie
can
was
be
winning that
dangerous.
match pretty handily. It was like 9-3 before that, but still, like
Hey,
a guy like that is dangerous. You gotta wrestle the full 7 minutes.
exactly. It doesn't matter what the score is.
Yeah.
He gets that opening and he capitalizes.
So I know like we were chatting in our group chat, like saying like, oh man, like after Iowa's performance, Iowa Penn State's is going to be a complete dud. I mean, if they wrestled the way they did against Michigan, maybe. I don't think they can wrestle much worse than they did against Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, Michigan didn't even send out 2 of their starting guys.
I think they had kind of clinched at that point, and they were
Yeah,
like,
they had. So, like, imagine if Iowa had only won at 197. Like, if
"That's
Glacier
embarrassing."
was the only one that won. Like, if Camamine went out and was able to beat Caliendo, and then if Bullock was able to beat Riggins, like that could have been a reality.
That's embarrassing. First of all, though, I want to say Drake Ayala. I mean, yeah, he deserved to lose because he didn't get out. But D'Agostino stole that match. He was backing up the entire time, didn't take a single shot. He does his stupid underhook to like a knee pick, didn't get anywhere near scoring.
He
Ayala
just
at least
channeled his inner caveman and let his beard and hair just guide him.
he was a leech, and that's why he won. He Will Luan style. I couldn't even watch that match. Will
Oh
Luan.
yeah, Will Luan on Feranic.
I skipped it. I can't watch it.
Well, I
Same
mean,
with same
4
with
escapes is the whole match.
same with Bo Bartlett. I can't watch him. I just by the way, he the Mendes thing. Did we talk about that?
No,
A little bit with the neutral
yeah, I mean that,
yeah,
yeah, a little bit,
it
but
just sucks that like the guy who's aggressive and going for the takedowns like Mendes and like Kilcarry, they're getting the ones hosed. Like the call, like in baseball, as we've said before, tie goes to the runner. And in wrestling, it should be tie goes to the aggressor, I think. Like who's taking the risk of taking the shot? Because Bo Bartlett will never be that guy.
right, yeah, that's true.
And that's how he wins all his matches. I will say, I will give props to Bo because you definitely could see the freestyle effect in his defense. Very savvy with the crotch locks, scooting the butt to the side. That
He's built for freestyle.
well,
That's
and it's translating over to folk style. So like for any of those wrestlers out there, or if you're a coach or anything, like that just goes to show like the benefits freestyle has on folk style because his defense is phenomenal. It's just he doesn't take any shots.
Did you see Chris Foca going down? Was that something you thought was going to happen this weekend?
The Columbia, I feel like he's lost to that guy before too.
Izerov.
Man, 184 is
That's the second time Foca's lost to someone where I was just like, what just happened? What? Like at Las Vegas when he lost, I was just like, huh, he went from like a dominant 174 and then he moves up to 84, and it's like he's getting these losses that I just don't understand.
Before we go to the other upsets, just finishing on the Michigan Iowa.
Right? Yeah. Sorry.
Real Woods was pinned.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He was definitely pinned.
He
I
was
don't care
flat as
what you
could be, and
say.
the ref didn't want to call it.
Yeah, I think the ref was shocked. He's just like, wait a second, this is number one guy. Like, am I
I
gonna
mean,
call a pin
Real
right
had
now?
like
Like,
his elbows trying to hold himself up, but
yeah. There
yeah,
were some
no,
funny comments on other videos. They're like, I loved Real Woods' pin defense by propping himself up with his shoulders.
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Right,
let me just
yeah.
bridge out of this pin by cementing my shoulders into the mat.
The ref won't call it, and he didn't.
I mean, I will say the first kind of scramble to his back was kind of fluky. Like he just
I mean,
kind
I
of,
think that would have been a minimum of an escape for the guy, but or maybe
but
an escape and takedown. But
yeah, I don't think that happens again. But the second one where
oh yeah,
Lemley front headlock to a cradle, yeah,
that was
that's
great.
all day. Like
Yeah, that was wonderful. I love that.
everyone's saying like Iowa looked off. I mean, Woods was the aggressor. He was in on a shot. He was in a couple shots. I just think he got caught. I think he got caught, and then at the end, he the other guy out wrestled him. It was the other guy's day.
How about Iowa sending out Voinovich?
Man, they don't know what to do with that guy.
Like they're like, oh, Rathkin, yeah, no, let's send out Victor.
They
He's
don't know
lost
what
to Rathkin, but yeah, we're gonna throw out Victor to
they
get beat by Austin Gomez.
they don't know what to do. And they still don't know what they're doing at 33. They don't know what they're doing at 84. I mean, I guess Aiden Riggins, but
Yeah, Riggins has been the consistent 84.
um,
They're back to the drawing board after that Michigan loss.
hey, if Sugar Shane wrestles the way he did against Pat Kennedy, I think you might actually have
Yeah, he
a
worked
point.
Kennedy. He made Kennedy, who's usually the pusher, look like he had nothing.
I mean, those low singles, like that's the Shane Griffith we know and love at 165. He was quick. He was quick to
Yeah.
finish, and then he is a dog on top, throwing him that leg, getting the back point swipes. If he
Yeah.
wrestles that way against Carter, I think it's gonna be a close match. We're so hot and cold on Shane Griffith, it's disgusting. One week we're like,
I got upset in Vegas.
Yeah, that's true.
Vegas was not a good day for a lot of guys.
And that's
So,
okay. It's a long season.
yeah.
But yeah, not expecting Iowa to get trampled like that. I think
No.
I I got to hope that in Iowa it's going to be a lot tighter against Penn State with the home crowd, 16,000. I think there was only like 3,000 at Michigan that showed up.
I'm pretty sure that that was like one of Iowa's. I saw something that was one of Iowa's first losses in the past 6 years to a non-Penn State. Like it was their first non-Penn State loss, or it might have been just Big Ten, but like it was their first non-Penn State loss in 6 years. It might have been just the Big Ten or not, but I can't remember what it said. But yeah, I mean, which is true. Iowa usually finds a way to win most of the time in the duels.
I've been saying it all year long. I just hope they put out Gabe Arnold against Carter at 74. They
Oh,
have
that'd
to,
be
especially
so
the way
good.
Kennedy wrestled at 74. You have nothing to lose. It's like why give Kennedy another loss on his
Right. Because, yeah, he's going to get worked. If Shane worked him like that, Carter's should. Even if Carter's gassed, Carter should.
the fans want to see it. Everyone wants to see it. And honestly, you have a better chance at winning pulling the unthinkable, which isn't all that unthinkable the way that Carter
Yeah.
looked last week, this
Yeah. Could
past
you
weekend.
imagine Gabe Arnold comes out, boom, gives Carter a loss?
It would be
Carter
so.
would no longer be for Hodge. That'd be cementing the deal.
That would destroy his legacy forever. Carter would have to come back for his super senior year.
Try to get the fifth.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going out without a Hodge. Penn State, Iowa. I'm hoping it's everything
Friday night.
the match of the year. But
I mean, after Iowa, Michigan, I don't know if it's going to be the match of the year, but
I have faith.
The
I have
Brands are holding all their tricks for that match. They didn't think Michigan was going to be the one they needed it for.
exactly. Learn what is it? What do they say? Learn them into a false sense of confidence.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We're falling behind for a more dramatic victory.
Some other big upsets. Well, just I guess matches in general. How about Keegan O'Toole, Isaac Olenek going to overtime?
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting Keegan to win the match, which he did, but like the fact that Olenek's able to bring him to OT. I mean, Keegan's had some close calls. It's
Yeah, but
looking
he's beaten what? He's beaten Julian Ramirez now. He's beaten
he was losing 6-1 to Peyton Hall.
yeah, well, he was losing to Julian Ramirez too. I
Yeah.
mean, he's beaten some really tough guys recently too. So,
Yeah.
um, and
But
he'll
yeah, I mean he's
the big Iowa State Missouri duel is in 2 weeks, I believe. I think it's the
that'll be
25th.
good. Yeah, yeah, okay.
So that'll be
2 weeks.
Carr versus Keegan. Hopefully they make that happen. I don't know if they're actually going to do that, but
Now Keegan's gonna bump up to 74.
and then
He
Carr
wants
just
to
bumps
big
up
guy
to
time.
74.
Yeah, 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 right. Oh
Um,
yes, bumping. How about Dayton Fix? Yeah, no, but Dayton bumping up. I think it had something to do with Cade Moore. He was going to get a forfeit at 33. So instead, they just stuck out whoever they sent out at 33 and had him take out Josh Edmond. But hasn't Tegan Jameson been the 41?
he has been, yeah.
So did they bench him so that Dayton could try to take out Edmond? Or was there something wrong with Jameson and they had a
Unclear. Could have been a little both, honestly.
yeah, right? Like I don't know exactly the full story there. But I mean it was a close match, 2-1. I mean, yeah, granted he's bumping up, but still.
By the way,
Like,
how embarrassing is it that we're seeing forfeits still?
oh right.
Missouri, like I saw people freaking out over that as well, and rightfully so.
Well, I mean, hey, Lemley didn't get to wrestle because he missed the skin checker or something or whatever it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and I mean, I know I'm kind of hot and cold on this, and I was saying at one point, like, make it so that there's only one guy that weighs in, so that we can ensure
Yep.
the good matchups. But it's like at the same time, I'd rather a match than a forfeit to happen, and it's like,
Yeah.
but certain teams are only allowed to travel like 15 guys or something, whatever it is. So sometimes maybe they don't bring it back up, or someone gets injured during warmups or
That's
something.
flexibility.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
Uh, but what other upsets?
Oh, Spratley.
Oh yeah, over Richie Figs.
Yeah, over dominant 13-5. Like,
Yeah, I mean Okie State's looking really, really good.
hey, they got Coleman Scott there and John Smith. They're cooking with all the right ingredients now.
I mean they're a young team too. How about Braden Thompson beating Peyton Mako?
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. That was I did not pick that. That was I was not expecting that to be one of the cases. That was
He did have some
definitely
solid wins. I mean, he beat Matt Olgin as well, who I guess is bumping up. I guess he's 74 for the rest of the year now. I think he's
maybe.
in the 74 rankings.
Yeah, I mean then it must be what he's
And
doing.
he's a true freshman.
And I mean Okie State didn't even send out Serber.
Yeah, that guy does nothing. I mean, talk about like typical heavyweight match.
Well, Serber's 97.
Oh my God. I'm thinking Doucette.
Yeah.
The heavyweight. I'm thinking the heavyweight guy.
Yeah, no, but Okie State didn't send out Serber at 97.
Yeah.
But no. Well, and then how about Ed Scott?
Yeah, rough season. Another unranked loss
Listen, Sonny Santiago.
of Virginia, right?
Or was that Columbia? No, Virginia. Yeah,
Yeah,
Virginia.
Virginia. Yeah. Like he'll beat like Bryce Andonian and then just,
You
lose
drop
to,
a match to this guy. So
yeah.
that ACC bracket's going to be interesting.
We'll talk about ACC because Ryan Jack beats Lachlan McNeil again, but like Cole Matthews beat Ryan Jack. Ryan Jack
Right.
beat Lachlan McNeil. And then Tom Crook also beat Lachlan McNeil. So it's like a four-way race between those four. It's
Yeah, who knows who's going to come out on top there? That's well, I guess if it's Lachlan McNeil and Ryan Jack, we know who should come out on top. But then if they run into the other two, who knows?
and then
Um,
I know we're kind of just spewing random weights and teams and whatnot, but there's just so much that happened. Michael Chetta,
oh
sorry, I
yeah,
don't know the last name of Rutgers beats Dylan D'Amelio as well.
yeah. D'Amelio had a not so good weekend.
Like we didn't really talk about KSAC beating D'Amelio, which he did pretty handily. I think it was like 7-1.
Yeah,
D'Amelio definitely a tough guy, All American, beat Jackson Arrington this year, but he has 8 losses this season. So it's like,
he had like 11, I think, last year.
yeah, going into the NCAA. So it's like, I still don't think like KSAC is
I guess he's not consistent enough.
who D'Amelio.
Yeah, D'Amelio, like
Yeah,
because I mean he was able to All American despite that last year, and it seems like this year's somewhat
he's like
similar.
he's a typical Ohio State guy because Buzakis is the same way and Feldman.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, knock someone off and then loses to someone, they get knocked off. So it's like, oh, okay, it's
Yeah.
my turn. How about Noto
Oof.
losing to Joseph Fisher
That's why like
nine six?
I so
Oh,
would have loved for the refs to get the Braden Davis call correct because he's the only guy left undefeated.
yeah,
It just would have sent it in another spiral. But hey, if the backup 25 can basically knock him off, anyone can.
yeah,
Anyone can take anyone out in this weight class. No one is head and shoulders above anyone else.
yeah.
We've been
No
saying
one's
it all
untouchable.
year long.
Yeah, no one's untouchable. And I mean, also 125, Jory Volk. He also lost to Tanner Jordan 2-1. Like, no consistency at 25 other than everyone loses.
Oh, and Troy Spratley also beat Noah Certain.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Spradley had a good weekend.
He's
Yeah.
tough. I think he's a dark horse guy at 25.
Yeah,
I think he could
Spradley's
make a
solid.
I think he can make a little bit of a run. And Teague Travis beats Brock Mahler.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That I was not expecting Mahler to go down. Mahler had been so stingy and tough and so few losses, and then now he's already picked up like two or three in the past
Well, he
couple.
lost. He got beat down by Shapiro. I mean, that
Yeah,
really started it all.
yeah, no, yeah, probably got his confidence down, and then Teague Travis just swept in right here. I mean, Matt Ramos has been Mr. Consistent lately. He knocks off Barnett, like
I think he's definitely got to be the front runner going into NCAAs. He's the most seasoned guy.
it's great that he has created the storyline for himself where he's not actually the favorite, he's the underdog going.
Everyone at 25 appears to be the underdog, it
Yeah,
seems.
like returning national runner-up and clear favorite loses early on to a high schooler, loses to Jacob Camacho, only to start having a very consistent season thereafter.
Hey, that's why you got to get those losses out early season because all that
Yeah,
matters is what happens in March. By the
yeah,
way, Sam Latona gets majored by Marlon Yarbrough
oh yeah, freaking
of Virginia.
Latona. Like, you before the season you thought like he's going to be top 5 guy all season, and then he keeps just getting beat.
Yeah, but he always does this. He always goes into nationals with like 6 or 7 losses, and then he always turns it on at nationals.
That's true, he does turn it up.
He always All Americans. He finds a way.
That is true. That is true.
Like to see Braden Palmer return for Chattanooga. He had a nice major. He was missing some time, so Braden, frequent commenter of the channel. We're wishing you good luck going
Yeah,
into
I'm glad you're healthy.
season. And shout out to Sacred Heart for a dominant win over Bloomsburg, 31-11.
Hey, it was eventually gonna happen.
They could beat a team.
Yeah, they got to win. Good for them.
So let us know down below in the comments if there's any other big upsets that we didn't cover in this quick weekend recap. But
I mean, a lot happened. A lot of craziness happened. A lot more than some weekends for sure.
it's
The
absolutely
Iowa match alone is just like, am I watching what I think I'm watching?
and the uproar from the refs favoring Penn State.
Oh yeah. It's
Hey,
nothing. They get calls all the time that I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. Oh, okay, of course they got.
I loved Kale. Kale got interviewed after the match, and they're like, They were like, "What do you think of the Braden Davis call at 25?" And they're like, he was like, they're trying to. I think ultimately, like the what is it? Neutral danger? Is it?
I think neutral danger is how they were calling it. So when they started swiping, it was more for is he in neutral danger, not that's back points.
But what was like the the reaction time, right?
Saying reaction time for a takedown.
He was like, yeah, they were trying to figure it out how it was going to be implemented last year, and this year they're trying to make steps towards it. So he's like, ultimately, I think it's a good thing. And people were just like, man, that would have been a different answer had Davis not got the call.
Yeah, right. They're still trying to work things out. I'm okay with how it's going so far. Freaking.
And it's like at nationals, it seems like that's Penn State's home turf as well, because that's where they always get the good calls there too. I will give Kale props though too in that same post. And I'm not trying to hate on Penn State, by the way. I'm just angry at the call itself. I I like that Kale was just like, why do you play music during the matches? And he's like, it's just kind of so awkward. Like, I want to create an environment where you can have a conversation with your friend watching the match without the entire stadium hearing you. Like, this is a sporting event. We're here to entertain. Like, yeah, we're going to play music and we're going to turn it up and we're going to enjoy ourselves.
Hey, yeah, it creates an environment. So that's good.
I've always thought that at college wrestling matches, it's so quiet and it's like one person screams something and you're just like, whoa. And it like echoes. And then like you go to a basketball, like a pro basketball game, and they're blasting music the entirety of the game. It's like, yeah, this is fun. Like I want to watch this. Like they should do that.
Yeah. Yeah, they do that a lot. Yeah, baseball, all that, football.
Yeah, I don't know why some this should be more of a, I guess,
Spectacle.
widespread thing, I think. But anyway, let us know down below if we missed any matches and what your thoughts are on this past weekend's madness. And as always, drop a comment, hit that like button, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And thanks for watching Cactus Wrestling.
Thanks for watching. We are Cactus Wrestling, and we'll see you next time on our next video.